All right, Echo Base Collectibles checking back in. We are ready for part two in the video series, The Double Up. To catch you guys up, part one, what we were doing was we were offloading. As you can see, I still have some. Offloading some of our older singleton SKUs, items, ETBs, booster boxes, Pokemon Center ETBs, just some other loose items I've had hanging around that are not ETB or ETB cases in case of special sets or booster box cases. And for lots of reasons, those are pretty much the only two SKUs that I want to deal in moving forward for investment purposes, either short-term investment purposes or long-term investment purposes. So this series was really serving a couple purposes for me. Number one, it was to clean up that extra inventory that some of it I still have. Like I still have my Evolving Skies boxes and some of my more recent Pokemon Center ETBs that I don't want to get rid of. But that was purpose number one. Purpose number two was to test out Josh's green shiz, test out his services. Um, get a good feeling of how his operation works because I plan to use his operation moving forward when I go to offload larger positions of sealed product. I just like Josh. I like dealing with Josh. First time dealing with his wife. She's been fantastic. So quick to respond to my emails. So polite. Nothing's a problem, and I had those new first time customer questions. I think I probably sent like 6 or 7 different emails over the course of a couple of days, just asking various questions. And of course, I won't ask those amount every single time, but first time customer to the process, I had some, like how long does payout usually take typically, and what do we do about relisting items and stuff like that. So that was purpose number two, was to get used to it. And then purpose number three, honestly, was in general just to get used to selling sealed items. I have a very large position in sealed inventory that I've never sold through any consignment service. So getting used to the boxing up process, the shipping, the listing, that sort of stuff. And then the last was to turn some profit, was to move out of some items that I felt maybe have ceilinged for the time being and move into some newer, more chanced items that are going to actually double within the next year or so that I feel have a better chance of accruing value faster. So that was the 4 primary goals of the video series, we'll say. So we shipped it all off. The auction results are in, and we're going to take a look at what has transpired. Let me move myself up to the upper right where it's irrelevant. Okay, so here we go. So you're looking at the screen. Let me walk you through what we're seeing here. So these are all of the items that I sold through Josh. Okay, we're not going to go through them all one at a time. And here's what we did. So we have the sale price of all the items, the actual amount that they sold for, right? Date paid. So obviously there's a couple items that went unpaid so far. And then my payout percentage. I think I guessed very correctly on the items I chose. Most all of them were under $1,000, and Josh has the best consignment rates under $1,000 at 88%. Way better than I would have gotten selling them myself on eBay. The actual process was, it was difficult on my end packing all this crap up. It was 6 gigantic UPS boxes. Pain in the ass for me to actually do, but just as equally pain in the ass, I'm sure, for them to unpack, photograph, list, and they did such a fantastic job of that process. Links to all the items, the eBay links, which I've taken out of here, but they sent me a sheet with all the links and everything. Very nice formatted like this. This is kind of that sheet, but with some stuff removed. Anyway, so what I went through for the public to give you guys some comparison and, shine a little bit of light on some expectations that the public may have out there about selling your sealed product in general. Everyone likes to flaunt their collector app. I got this much. It's worth this much. All right, Timmy, back up a little bit. Let's take a let me school you on a couple of three things. That's not money in the bank. First of all, it's not the same thing. I am all for Pokemon investing, but market price, whatever the hell that means. You have to understand when you are sending yourself stuff to auction, especially more niche items that don't sell like listen, you're going to list prismatic ETBs right now, you're going to get full value for your prismatic ETBs. But if you chose to offload some stuff that doesn't necessarily have eyes on it every day, on any day of the week, you are running a small risk. So let's take a look at, like what that ended up being. So what I did, because it was the easiest thing to do, was I looked at TCG Player recently sold prices. I dropped any of the low outliers for obviously any of the Japanese product or the people trying to like lower the prices of certain things by running like or open product sales or anything like that. Obviously, anything that was like I'm not going to put a $200 booster like $200 for an $800 booster box is not a recently sold. Anyway, so I filtered all that crap out. Is this actually? This is not the right spreadsheet. Oh wait, here it is. Results. Here's the one I wanted to show you guys. Okay, it's color coded, right? So here's a nice color coding system. Here's what I did. So TCG Player sold price. Yellow is TCG Player price is more than 10% of what I got for a sale price. So that's the other thing I want to clarify is this value or it's color coded based off the sale price, not based off of my payout price. I just color coded this column. But that's to be fair to Josh's service and everything like that. I'm not taking his commission rate into consideration when, based off the TCG price. I'm trying to analyze how close is this to this to this. The sale price, the hammer price, to the actual recent solds on TCG. So if it's yellow, that means that this price was within 10% of this price here. If it's red, it means it's more than 10%. It sold for it was 10% off, so it sold for 10% less or more than 10% less of what you could get on TCG Player, so like 15% less, for instance. And then blue are the ones where it actually sold for equal to or greater, I believe. So let's see. So like sale price here was 460. TCG Player price recent was 440. 275, 239, 102, 94. So any of the ones where it actually sold for more than TCG recent solds are highlighted in blue. So just scrolling up and down the list here, like there are several in blue, there are several in red, there are several in yellow. So you do the math on all this. What are you coming up with here? The total sale price of all the items was 29,691. If I were to take all those items and sell them all in TCG Player tomorrow, and actually people actually bought them, right? 34,337. Okay, so that's within like 10% of TCG recent solds, 11%. I forget the actual math. I could do that real quick actually. What percent? Percent, so 29. Hang on a sec, chat. Let's get the math right. 691. It is. Wow, it's giving me Python results. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, 86%. Okay, so it's 14% less. Approximately 14% less than TCG buy it now prices, which is not bad, guys. Like, so if that's not bad for any day of the week, being able to just list up what 200 items and have them all sell like instantaneously. you're grossing 14% less. Now, if you actually do the math on the profit, which is approximately 26, um, it comes out to 76%. So you're still only at like 24% off of TCG Buy It Now after commission fees, after everything. And listen, there's some niche items here, guys. Like there's some good quality, high quality items here. A lot of booster, like Lost Origin. So the big underperformers on a lot of the cases were like a lot of, believe it or not, the sealed ETB cases underperformed recent TCG solds for sealed ETB cases. I think I might have had actual better luck busting those sealed ETB cases open and selling the boxes individually. So lesson learned a little bit, like just be careful, guys. It's not always the lesson here is that you stare at the value in your collector apps all the time, and you guys get this picture in your head of all this money you have. You don't actually have that money until it's in your bank account. You just have to understand. You haven't made a single sale. It's just digital screen. You have physical items. You still have to make those sales. Um, so I ended up actually, so there were some items that went unpaid. We're relisting those now and getting those up for auction. So after this video, I'm actually going to clip in a shot of what I purchased. The inventory, which to show you guys, I have it in my possession. But we went ahead and bought about $14,000 in Ascended Heroes ETBs, and we bought 100 prismatic loose ETBs from Retrospecs, which came out to about 15.5. So moving over to the collector app, this is the double up portfolio. So the money I put into this was about 30,000, which is going to be about 4,000 more than I got from doing this flip. I'm fine with that. It's whatever. It's close enough. And we are already up almost 6,000 digital money, whatever, because recent solds. If you actually look at recent solds on, I popped in this number here because it's ahead of the market price. Probstein and DC Sports just ran off like 14 sealed Ascended cases for above 2,000 a case. So 2,000 is the market price right now for Ascended Heroes cases. And then I popped in my 100 prismatic ETB cases or ETB boxes over here. So good. I mean, it's already doing what I knew it was going to do. Ascended is going to run to the moon. It's going to get away. It's going to run away. And I'm very glad. I'm very glad I actually did this. It took the time to do this and run this through Josh. Highly, highly recommend his services. Will be back for more. Will use again 100%. Don't know when. That's the thing. I don't plan on selling any more sealed product until these double up. And then we'll offload these and possibly some of my older, longer term investment products too. But just wanted to give an update on the project, and we'll see. When this doubles, it should be in the $60,000 range. We'll offload and then see what we can purchase with that money. Maybe maybe 30th anniversary at the time. Who knows? Who knows what's going to be available to go in on when I need to double this up again. So we're on our way. Episode 2. I'll insert a video clip here at the end of some of the actual sealed product that I grabbed from this. Any questions, comments, please leave them. Please like the video. I'm about to head out to the gym. Kind of tore my forearm a little bit the other day, getting the log out of the holder unit. Had to lift the log up really high and kind of really actually, I'm understating it, tweaked the hell out of my forearm. So I think I'm going to do some yoke tonight and some squats because don't need my arm for that. Yep. So please like, subscribe, share, all that happy stuff. Until next time, Echo Base Collectibles signing out.
All right, chat. So this is the results we got in for Project Double Up. These are all going to go into the storage unit. So what we have down here are each one of these boxes has 20 prismatic ETBs. So we got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And then each one of these has 2 Ascended Heroes ETB sealed cases, plus 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, plus I got one more on the way. So we're going to have 10 and 10, or 10 sealed cases, and then 100 Prizzy ETBs. So that's, I'd like to break these down and put them in these cardboard boxes, which are similar size to these. So I can just have stacks of 10, like a normal, but obviously not a sealed case, but like something similar. But I don't know. I kind of like them in here too because they're nice and packed in there. And I might just keep them like this and sell one of these on a consignment. Like, hey, list me all of these in one auction lot or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's what we got for now.